The choices we make while sitting down to eat at the kitchen table take on a greater level of significance as we become older. Convenience and flavor are not the only factors to consider while selecting the appropriate foods for elderly citizens in the United States. In addition to protecting the heart, it is important to maintain a continuous supply of energy, reduce inflammation, strengthen the immune system, and protect the heart. Nuts, on the other hand, continue to be a particular food group that causes confusion and misinformation among even the healthiest of older people. In point of fact, nuts are commonly lauded as nutrient-dense superfoods. Nonetheless, a significant number of elderly citizens are ignorant of this shocking fact. As far as the health of senior citizens is concerned, not all nuts are created equal. Several common varieties can really be harmful to your health by gently boosting inflammation, hindering digestion, increasing blood sugar, or interfering with vital medications. These are just some of the ways that health can be negatively affected. On the other hand, there are a number of nuts that older citizens should absolutely strive to incorporate into their diet on a weekly basis. There is a potent combination of antioxidants, fiber, good fats, and compounds that fight aging that can be found in these nuts, which can help you age gracefully from the inside out, strengthen your heart, and increase cognitive performance. Regardless of your age, you are not able to pay to have access to this information. Neither extreme diets nor restrictions based on fear are allowed. Just some reasonable, senior-friendly nut options that will help you maintain your independence while also keeping your health in good shape. So let's begin to improve our eating habits by making intelligent choices one at a time. I strongly recommend that you ring the bell and subscribe to the newsletter if you haven't done so already. This will ensure that you are never missing out on another tailored health tip. In the comments section, type 1 if you enjoy watching this video. In that case, please input 0 to provide feedback on how I may enhance your content. 4. People of a senior age should avoid the following kind of nuts. 1. An initial inspection reveals that salted roasted cashews appear to be harmless and even decadent in a manner that is aesthetically pleasing. Despite the fact that they are a beloved snack in many senior households across the United States, due to their buttery smoothness and wonderful crunch, older adults cannot afford to ignore the hidden trap that lies beneath their golden brown shell. When it comes to senior adults, every mouthful counts. Fats and salt are no longer metabolized by our systems in the same way as they were in the past. It is unfortunate that both are frequently found in cashews that have been salted and roasted. Because just a small handful contains more than 200 milliliters of sodium and 12 grams of fat, this delectable snack has the potential to subtly raise blood pressure, cause fluid retention, and put additional strain on an aging heart and kidneys. This is especially true for individuals who are already taking medication for hypertension or congestive heart failure. Nevertheless, the problem is not restricted to salt alone. Roasting cashews causes them to lose a significant number of their natural enzymes, particularly when they are subjected to high temperatures, which makes them more difficult to digest. Individuals who are older and have slower metabolisms, acid reflux, or gastrointestinal sensitivities may experience bloating, discomfort, or even nutrient malabsorption as a consequence of their condition. In addition, roasted cashews frequently contain extra oils, which are typically inexpensive vegetable oils that are high in omega-6 fats. These omega-6 fats, if not balanced with omega-3 fats, can make inflammation in the body worse. Inflammation is the common element that underlies a wide spectrum of chronic aging illnesses, including arthritis and cognitive loss, according to research that is quickly showing its existence. Cashews may provide the impression of being nutritious due to their plant-based composition. However, the reality is more complicated. Consuming salted roasted cashews on a regular basis can gradually undermine the efforts of elderly citizens who are attempting to keep their energy levels up over the course of a longer period of time. In addition, there is a psychological trap that can be found. These nuts are a well-liked option among senior citizens who are looking for a healthy alternative to cookies or chips. As a matter of fact, it is possible that they are exchanging one problem for another, namely a snack that is high in fat and salt and is marketed as a healthy dish. In the event that cravings arise, what should senior citizens instead consume? Which of the nuts provide us the richness that we enjoy without creating any harm that is not visible? It is possible that the answer will surprise you, particularly due to the fact that it is commonly ignored despite the fact that it offers robust protection for the heart and the brain. After that, let's look into it first. In the first comment section below, I would appreciate it if you could let me know if you are still watching and what you think of these observations. Let's go on to the second issue of discussion. Nuts, number 2. There are candy bars, flights, baseball games, and the pantry of virtually every home in the United States that include them. You can find them everywhere. Peanuts offer a sense of comfort, familiarity, and economical value. On the other hand, there are risks linked with this popular nut that are rarely discussed, particularly for elderly individuals who desire to age with clarity and force. The fact that peanuts are categorized as legumes, rather than as true tree nuts, does not change the fact that they have earned a place in our snack routines. On the other hand, here is the disquieting fact. Peanuts are one of the items that are consumed in the American diet whose likelihood of becoming contaminated is the highest. Not only are they particularly vulnerable to aflatoxin, a poisonous mold that is known to cause cancer and damage to the liver, but they are also particularly susceptible to it in elderly people whose detoxifying capacities are weakening. They are grown underground in regions that are either warm or humid. A further point to consider is that the dangers go beyond contamination. Peanut allergies are among the most common types of food allergies. These allergies might produce moderate inflammation, stomach upset, or a hyperactive immune system in those who do not suffer severe symptoms during their allergic reactions. This modest irritation has the potential to gradually worsen health problems in older persons, whose inflammation is already a hidden source of heart disease, joint discomfort, and cognitive decline. Many elderly people consume peanut butter because they think it to be beneficial to their cardiovascular health. On the other hand, the vast majority of commercial peanut butters contain hydrogenated oils, added sugars, and salt, which transforms a spread that is otherwise quite safe into a metabolic time bomb. This is the case unless the peanut butter is made from peanuts that are completely natural and unsweetened. The next step is to control portion sizes. Peanuts are abundant in calories and are easy to consume in excess. For senior citizens who are trying to maintain control of their blood sugar, cholesterol, or weight, even a seemingly insignificant daily practice might throw off their equilibrium. It is just natural that not every senior citizen will possess an unfavorable reaction to peanuts. People who are coping with liver health difficulties, chronic inflammation, or sensitive digestion may want to reconsider the common peanut as a potential threat rather than a nutritional ally. This is because peanuts are a common food item. On the other hand, what if the nut itself is the source of the danger, rather than just the component additives like sugar or salt? What would happen if there were so many things in nature that were useful that consuming an excessive amount of them may be harmful? The following nut in our list is one that accomplishes exactly that, so it is possible that it will surprise you. 3. Brazil nuts. At first glance, Brazil nuts appear to be the perfect food for your health since they are flavorful, creamy, and loaded with selenium. Selenium is an essential mineral that is related with thyroid support, cellular repair, and defense against immune system weakness. There is no doubt that even a trace amount of selenium can have a big effect. On the other hand, Brazil nuts serve as a reminder to elderly people that use of an excessive amount of a beneficial substance can slowly become hazardous. 1 or 2 Brazil nuts are sufficient to meet more than 100% of the selenium requirements that you have on a daily basis. Despite the fact that this may appear to be effective, as we become older, our bodies frequently lose their ability to regulate minerals. When selenium is accumulated gradually, the effects of this accumulation are not often immediately noticeable. A normal heartbeat, mental haze, brittle nails and hair, weakening muscles and exhaustion are all symptoms that may be present. For elderly people who are already dealing with thyroid disorders, heart problems, or impaired liver and kidney function, selenium poisoning can exacerbate symptoms that resemble aging. This makes it more difficult to differentiate between what is a medical condition and what is simply a consequence of a well-intentioned decision regarding one's diet. Specifically, the features of Brazil nuts themselves make this problem much worse. It is easy to overindulge in them, since they are substantial, full, and heavy. When they have 4 or 5 drinks in a single session, many people of a certain age unintentionally put themselves in a critical situation. In addition, because of the significant amount of fat that these nuts contain, consuming more of them may slow down digestion, which may result in bloating or discomfort for individuals who have stomachs that are sensitive, or who have metabolisms that are sluggish. Even worse, research has shown that ingesting a large amount of selenium over a period of time is linked to an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes, which already affects nearly 1 in every 4 elderly people in the United States. In the goal of longevity, this is not a risk that ought to be taken lightly, nor should it be ignored. Therefore, although there is a place for Brazil nuts, moderation is the key, and it is often safer to avoid them entirely for people who are older. On the other hand, what if the underlying danger is not linked to the nut's nutritional value, but rather to the manner in which it is prepared and presented? In the following section, we will investigate a delightful trap that, despite its apparent lack of danger, poses a subtle threat to the health of elderly people with each mouthful. 4. Peanuts that have been coated in chocolate or candied. At the same time as they gleam behind glass at farmers' markets and grocery shops, they promise a little bit of indulgence wrapped in something natural. These sweets, whether they are chocolate-dipped almonds, honey-glazed pecans, or walnuts covered in brittle candied or chocolate-coated nuts, frequently give the impression of being guilt-free. This is especially true for elderly people who are striving to avoid conventional desserts. Nevertheless, it is necessary for senior adults to maintain control of their blood sugar levels, weight, and inflammation levels. This is the ongoing silent risk that senior citizens face to their health. Moving about, having energy, and thinking are all things that must be maintained. However, after each bite, these nuts that have been wrapped reverse that development. They have the potential to send blood sugar levels on a roller coaster ride, producing energy dumps, cravings, and dangerous surges, particularly for individuals who are managing diabetes or prediabetes, which now affects nearly half of all Americans over the age of 65. A significant amount of added sugars, artificial sweeteners, or syrups are typically included in each serving. Nevertheless, the damage is not restricted to sugar alone. Furthermore, a significant number of these nuts are roasted in oils that are toxic to the body, filled with flavor enhancers or preservatives, and devoid of the components that were responsible for the nourishment of raw nuts in the first place. Additionally, these additives have the potential to induce discomfort in the gastrointestinal tract, bloating, or disruption in the absorption of medications in senior people who have impaired digestion or higher sensitivity to medications. Another of these tricks is the psychological one. Due to the presence of a nut in the center, they have a positive feeling. Indeed, it is a lethal delusion. By obscuring the boundary between hidden dessert and healthy fat, these sweets have the ability to trick older citizens into overindulging in their consumption of unhealthy foods under the guise of well-being. The additional calories that are derived from coatings almost never have any nutritional value. Rather, they are only empty fuel that contributes to weight gain and inflammation. This is in contrast to the case with nuts that are whole and unprocessed. During the course of time, even very slight nutritional mistakes can accumulate and have a subtle impact on our capacity to exercise, think, sleep, and recover. Consequently, while it is permissible to indulge in these subtle delights on occasion during the holiday season, they should never be consumed on a consistent basis otherwise. What if we told you that certain nuts actively protect the heart, boost memory, and increase vitality as we age? Now that we know the truth about the nuts that are absolutely the worst, what would you say to that? In this section, we will talk about the first of these superfoods that are resistant to aging, as well as the reasons why it can end up becoming your new regular meal of choice. Consuming these 4 varieties of nuts can offer senior citizens the opportunity to lead healthier lives. 1. Walnuts are nuts. Walnuts possess a property that is perennial. Due to the fact that they have a flavor that is earthy and their shells are hard and brain-shaped, they have been a silent presence in kitchens for many decades. Walnuts, on the other hand, are more than just a nostalgic pleasure for elderly people who desire to live longer. They also have the ability to strengthen their bodies, maintain their hearts, and sharpen their minds. You can think of them as a natural nutritional ally that has been carefully crafted for the body that is becoming older. Walnuts are one of the few nuts that contain a high concentration of omega-3 fatty acids that are derived from plants, particularly alpha-linoleic acid, ALA. It is becoming increasingly vital to consume omega-3 fatty acids as we get older. Not only are they beneficial for the health of our hearts, but they also help reduce inflammation throughout the body, protect cognitive function, and even alleviate joint discomfort. According to study, regular consumption of walnuts has been associated with improved memory, a reduced risk of neurodegenerative illnesses such as Alzheimer's disease, and slower rates of cognitive decline in older individuals. On the other hand, the benefits apply to more than just the brain. Walnuts include omega-3 fatty acids, which have the important benefit of decreasing LDL cholesterol and bad cholesterol. Walnuts also support more flexible arteries, which helps prevent heart attacks and strokes later in life. In addition, the anti-inflammatory properties of walnuts can be the difference between stiffness and comfort, as well as between fatigue and flow, for individuals who are afflicted with arthritis or chronic pain. Their smooth, buttery, and somewhat bitter texture is also more gentle on the teeth and gums of older people when compared to the texture of harder nuts, such as almonds. It is possible to receive essential minerals such as magnesium, copper, and manganese with just a handful of them on a daily basis. These minerals facilitate the maintenance of healthy bones, energy metabolism, and immune system resilience. It is especially powerful due to the fact that walnuts can be incorporated into roasted vegetables, pureed into smoothies, sprinkled over oatmeal, or consumed on its own as a calming and satiating snack. Walnuts are a peaceful tree. This is not a requirement for them. Simply put, they deliver in a serene, dependable, and profound manner. There is another nut that stands out on its own. One that helps digestion, fortifies skin, and fortifies cells with each mouthful. Walnuts may be the unsung hero of heart and brain health, but there is already another nut that stands out. Next, let's find out what its most valuable secret is. In the first comment section below, I would appreciate it if you could let me know if you are still watching and what you think of these observations. Let's go on to the second issue of discussion. 2. Almonds are nuts. In most people's minds, almonds are considered to be a common type of nut, similar to the kind that may be found in trail mix or concealed in a jar in the closet. They are always available, but they are not particularly appreciated. On the other hand, almonds are not at all usual for senior citizens who are interested in aging in a graceful manner. In point of fact, they are among the most complete gifts that nature bestows upon the body, providing silent support to the bones, the heart, the skin, and even the mind within the body. Due to its high vitamin E content, which is a powerful antioxidant, almonds offer protection at the cellular level, which is where it is most important. It is a natural process for our cells to experience oxidative stress as we get older. This stress is responsible for the appearance of wrinkles, age spots, memory loss, and joint degeneration. Protecting these cells, particularly those found in the skin and the brain, vitamin E helps to mitigate the negative effects of aging on the biological system. The use of almonds on a daily basis, even in modest amounts, has been shown to improve concentration, strengthen nails, and make the skin more radiant. Having a youthful appearance is not the primary objective, however. Having a sense of increased power is the reason for this. Almonds are a rich source of magnesium and calcium, two minerals that are essential for maintaining bone density and proper muscle function. This is of utmost significance for individuals who are over the age of 65, as bone loss accelerates and the risk of falling increases. The fact that they are so straightforward is reassuring, and the fact that they include fiber and good fats, which also contribute to the regulation of blood sugar, make them an excellent choice for elderly people who have diabetes or prediabetes. When compared to highly processed snacks, almonds are a great alternative because they are simple to chew, easy to digest, and extremely gratifying, particularly when they are soaked overnight. Controlling hunger, putting an end to mindless eating, and providing the body with nourishment without being excessive, can all be accomplished with just a small handful. The consumption of almonds is a considerate, nourishing, and delicate method of taking care of oneself in a variety of different ways. In this way, they serve as a reminder that good aging does not involve making significant changes. The process entails making minute decisions on a consistent basis, with careful consideration and a clear goal in mind. What if, on the other hand, the next nut on our list offered both protection and the ability to transform into something else? It is a small seed that is sometimes overlooked, yet it has the ability to restore hormonal equilibrium, subtly modify digestion, and invigorate the body from the inside out. Before we move on, let's take a look at this dangerous little weapon. 3. In addition to not being flashy, flax seeds are not packaged in a way that is particularly shiny. At point of fact, a great number of people overlook flax seeds when they are found at the grocery store. They are unaware of the fact that these seemingly insignificant seeds conceal a powerful secret to aging in a manner that is graceful, comfortable, and robust. More than merely a trendy health snack for senior citizens, flax seeds are quite beneficial. They are an essential food that is particularly well suited to be consumed in order to preserve the delicate equilibrium of the body as it ages. One of the best plant sources of omega-3 acids is flax seeds, and in particular, alpha-linolenic acid ALA, which is a type of lipid that helps to preserve the lining of arteries that are becoming older, decreases inflammation, and provides nourishment to the heart. This anti-inflammatory effect is not only desirable, but it is now essential for elderly people who suffer from conditions such as stiff joints, high cholesterol, or a heart that has been subjected to stress for decades. Studies have shown that consuming flaxseed on a daily basis can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, which is one of the leading causes of death among people of advanced age. Flaxseed can also promote arterial flexibility and lower blood pressure. Flax seeds, on the other hand, travel further. The high levels of soluble and insoluble fiber that they contain are beneficial for the regulation of blood sugar, the health of the gastrointestinal tract, and the prevention of constipation, all of which are common problems that arise with advancing age. Just 1 tablespoon per day is all that is required to gently restore regularity and comfort, which typically avoids the need for laxatives or other digestive aids. In addition to this, they have a great quantity of lignans, which are components of plants that assist in the maintenance of hormonal equilibrium, particularly in women who have gone through the menopause. Because lignans have also shown promise in reducing the incidence of cancer and boosting healthy cell function, flax seeds have a modest but important impact on long-term resilience. Flax seeds are particularly useful for promoting long-term resilience. To be prepared, however, is the key to success. To reap the full advantages of whole flax seeds, it is necessary to grind them fresh, incorporate them into oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or sprinkle them over soups. This is because flax seeds are frequently passed through the body without being digested. This seemingly insignificant behavior eventually becomes a regular act of healing and sustenance. The following nut on our list provides a new kind of strength, one that encourages mobility, vigor, and clarity with each mouthful. If flax seeds are the unseen healers of heart and digestive health, then our next nut offers a different kind of strength. Next, let's take a look at this vibrant jewel that is sometimes lost to the public eye. Pistachios come in fourth. An understated joyousness can be found in pistachios. Because of the buttery flavor that is delicious yet light, the beautiful green color that is found inside, and the delicate crack that occurs as the shell opens, they are more than just a nibble. The pistachio, which comes in one of the most exquisitely small packages that nature has to offer, offers older citizens an incredible combination of power, nutrition, and happiness. It is not only the flavor of pistachios that makes them stand out from other nuts. They are also distinguished by the high levels of antioxidants, fiber, and plant-based protein that they contain. The body receives exactly what it requires from pistachios, which is fuel that strengthens, repairs, and heals. This is especially true for aged individuals who are experiencing muscle loss or who have slower digestion. They promote lean muscle mass and provide continuous energy throughout the day, which enables them to assist senior citizens in maintaining their mobility, independence, and activity levels. This means that around 6 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber are contained in each ounce. Pistachios, on the other hand, have a naturally high potassium and vitamin B6 content, which are 2 minerals that elderly people may be experiencing deficiencies in. Vitamin B6 helps maintain a healthy mood, immune system response, and mental clarity, all of which are vital components of good aging. Potassium, on the other hand, contributes to the regulation of blood pressure and heart rhythm. Taking all of these factors into consideration, pistachios are an intelligent ally in maintaining mental and physical equilibrium in later age. It is the effect that they have on the health of the eyes that imparts even more power to them. Pistachios are one of the few nuts that include the antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, which protect the eyes from age-related vision loss, such as cataracts and macular degeneration. Pistachios are also one of the few nuts that contain these antioxidants. Senior citizens who want to keep their independence and, as a result, their vision are in a position to benefit significantly from this. In addition, they have a naturally low sugar content and are also gentle on the stomach, particularly when consumed raw or when dry roasted without the addition of salt. In addition, because they require some time to open, they gently encourage mindful eating, which in turn reduces the likelihood of overindulging in food. Pistachios are a great example of how food can be both enjoyable and therapeutic, bringing about a sense of well-being while also providing nourishment to the body. Following the discovery of the best nuts for healthy aging, the next step is to understand how to incorporate these nuts into your daily routine. Let's have a look at some simple and delicious ways to include these superfoods into your daily routine, so that you may experience the genuine impact that they have. Getting older. Roughly 1 nut at a time. About that. The demands that we face on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level get increasingly specialized as we become older. We no longer merely satiate our appetite with the dietary choices we make. They have a significant impact on our days, as well as our comfort, clarity, and sense of control. Additionally, nuts, which are extremely demure and unassuming meals, have the potential to have a very large influence. Even if they are well known and even treasured, certain nuts have the ability to discreetly hinder our efforts to age gracefully. This is something that we have seen. No matter if it's the sugar-coated enticement of candied cashews, the inflammatory risk of peanuts, the extra selenium in Brazil nuts, or the hidden sodium in roasted cashews, these seemingly harmless snacks have the potential to undermine the same systems that we work so hard to protect. However, age is not a limitation, but rather a source of wisdom. Instead than simply reducing the amount of food that one consumes, wisdom also involves the ability to make better decisions. Those who are elderly may benefit from the best nuts for them. The flax seeds, which regulate and restore from the inside out. The almonds, which protect our skin and bones. The walnuts, which calm the brain and nourish the heart. And the pistachios, which stimulate us and make us smile with each bite, are all examples of foods that are beneficial to our health. These choices are beautiful, not just because of the nutrients they provide, but also because of the routine of care that they build. A handful of walnuts with morning tea, almonds that have been soaked in water before going for a walk, and ground flax that has been put into a bowl of warm oats. Not only are these routines, but they are also kind gestures that serve as a reminder that even as we get older, we still have strengths, meanings, and the ability to make our own decisions. These decisions, which are made on a daily basis, serve as a reminder that aging properly is a purposeful process that entails eating each conscious bite one at a time. This is perhaps the most significant aspect of these choices. It is possible to achieve better mobility, improved mental clarity, stronger bones, and a deeper sense of serenity by consistently making the same superior decision. It is never too late to take good care of yourself, regardless of where you are in your path. Whether you are just beginning to make healthier nutritional choices, or you have been paying special attention to your body for decades, taking care of yourself is something that you should do immediately. Maintaining your curiosity, being fair to yourself, and making nutritional choices that will not only lengthen your life, but also improve it are all important aspects of healthy aging. This is because good aging is not about being perfect. Additionally, there are times when it starts with something as fundamental as the next nut that you will reach for. The goal of these lectures is to inspire you to try to live your life to the fullest and in the most authentic way possible. I would be overjoyed to receive a response from you at this time. Give it some thought for a while, and then talk about one thing you've learned that you wish to incorporate into your own life. Helping one another along this journey of embracing these realities is what we should do. In the event that you found this film to be entertaining, kindly leave a comment with one. You are allowed to use 0 in your comment if that is not the case. We place a high value on the opinions that you share. It is important to remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share our videos, and watch more videos like this to see more. I want to thank you for viewing, and I hope that you have a wonderful time living your life the way you see fit. http://otter.ai was used to transcribe this.